Hello, everyone. We're going to wait a minute or two until more people come. I think I'm live. I must have said that like 7 times already. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I feel like a parrot. We'll definitely be snipping this part out of the live stream video. The part where I'm just sitting here and talking to myself and having a good time. Let's see the lag. Okay. I see 3 people in the chat. I don't know if that includes me. But we'll wait another 30 seconds, another minute or two, and see if anyone else joins, and we'll get the cast started. Okay. Let me type into the chat and see what's going on. Okay, there's my message. All right. Let me just make sure the volume is everything is set properly, make it a little bit louder. Okay. I'm just going to start, and as people join, as people watch, as people come in, feel free to say hello. Volume good? Okay, excellent. So I'm going to start the live stream. I see 5 people are in attendance. Message, write anything in the chat. I do apologize. There's going to be a bit of a delay just because this is streaming in 2K. So I think there's something like a 3, 4, 5 second delay. And let's get the ball rolling. So for my first live stream, we do have Hera playing as the Blue Chinese against MbL playing as the Red Franks, 2 OG civilizations harkening back all the way to the late 90s. Yes, there was a time before the millennium where Age of Kings came out. I think it was 1998. On the one hand, you have the Chinese, incredibly powerful economic civilization, lots of economic bonuses, technologies are cheaper and cheaper as the game progresses. Their farms start with more food. Their town center supports 10 population. And if you saw in the beginning of the game, you do start with 3 extra villagers. Although that comes at a cost, you do start with 200 less food and 50 less wood. Town centers come with extra line of sight, which means they're very hard to raid. And their walls can be upgraded with the Great Wall upgrade because, of course, that is a very cool name for an upgrade. Now, on the field of battle, Chinese can field all top-of-the-line infantry. Their archers are also quite strong, especially when you mix in their unique unit, the Chukanu. Their cavalry, I would say, fairly middle of the road, but their siege, my god, their siege can be a pain in the ass to deal with, especially if you upgrade their scorpions to get extra attack. The Franks, does this civ even need an introduction at this point? We're talking about the OG cavalry civilization. Knights come with extra line of sight, stables can be upgraded to work faster, and all mounted units come with extra HP starting in feudal age. Now, because they are a cavalry civilization, they're very, very susceptible, let's say, to attacks from things like camels and pikemen and halberdiers. So to help defend against that, their unique unit is the throwing axeman, very cheap unit that you can build across all of your castles, which, by the way, the Franks get a 25% off discount on their castles, so you can build a shit ton of throwing axemen to defend your cavalry population and to support your military endeavors. Frankish foragers, where are they? Work a little bit faster. There's the foraging bushes. And all mill upgrades are free. So, 2 very cool civs. Look at the elos of the players. The person who sent me this game sent it to me a while ago, so these elos are very much out of date at the moment. But Hera at 2696 and MbL at 2620. That being said, I think both of them are higher than that right now. And let's see what the players decide to do. Let's take a look at where they're located. My god, Hera is completely open here on the east. Completely open in the west. Can easily wall off the north. But yeah, this is a very exposed base for him. But my god, take a look at MbL's base. Talk about exposed. I mean, there's no way to wall this unless you spend a huge amount of lumber, of wood, and maybe use some of these natural patches, these resources. This is a cool little spawning resource. I've rarely seen it spawn into an 8 shape and an S shape. Okay. In any event, MbL, front-facing primary gold, front-facing primary stone, very exposed, not great. Horrible base spawn. Hera, though, not much better. Primary stone in the front, primary gold in the back. So this is a little bit safer. So overall, I'd give the advantage in terms of situational spawning here to Hera. Just because he can create one small wall off, and his gold is a little bit more secure. Whereas MbL, completely open, and both his primary resources are exposed in the front. Very easy for somebody like Hera, known to be very aggressive, very out on the map. See, he's already exploring the outer perimeters. This is what Hera does. This is why he's top of the food chain. Although right now, I wonder if he is top number 1, or is it Jordan? I'm not too sure. The stats change every day. And yeah, let's take a look at the map that we're on. Apologies, as always, to anyone on a smaller screen. My god, look at this. This is literally a straight line between the player's base. So I would say this is a fairly medium distance. Hello, Raphael. A lot of hills in the center, so very important for the players to take advantage of those when they're either building their static defense, offense, or whether they're actually just microing the unit. For now, MbL coming forward with 4 villagers at the 8-minute mark. Both players about a minute away from feudal, literally 9 seconds or so apart from each other. And let's see what the hell the purpose of this is. Will they reach there just in time for feudal? Let's take a look. Okay, plopping down a barracks, MbL. Very cheeky little proxy barracks. Like I said, it's very important for Hera to wall the only thing he can wall, which is this northern portion. And Jonathan, which game are you talking about? Let me know in the chat. Like I said, there's a bit of a delay between when I read the chat and when you've actually typed it. I think it's about 5 seconds. Okay, hits feudal and immediately plops down in archery range. Okay. So our player, who I just spent about 5 minutes talking about how they are, in fact, a cavalry civilization, has plopped down an infantry structure, a range structure, and now is going for a tower rush. So that just goes to show you... Okay. Little starting here attacking with the spearman. That just goes to show you how versatile any civilization can be in the hands of these amazing players. Jonathan, let me... In T90's Discord, I'm not a member of that Discord, but what I'll do is, once this video is over... Actually, if you just go to my About Me section, I think you have my email. Send me an email with the recorded file, and I'll take a look. I'm not very tech savvy. I'm not like I don't know a lot about Discord. I'm a member of, I think, Poop Lord's Discord, but T90's I'm not a member of, and so I'm not familiar with that software. Lots of action here happening in the middle, but just Jonathan, send me an email with the file, maybe a brief description of the game, of the civs, the elos, etc., and then I'll definitely take a look at it. Okay, awesome. Yeah, send the email. For now, though, MbL here putting on a huge amount of aggression in feudal. Let's see what Hera's actually seen of his opponent. Okay, so he's seen the structures. He knows that this is not a temporary little adventure here for Red. That he is, in fact, making himself at home, putting his feet up, even taking some of Hera's wood. Okay, MbL being very annoying here, but has to be careful. Yeah, definitely going to lose that. Scout Cavalry now has to back away. Hera matching his army composition very closely. We've got 3 spears and 5 skirmishers for MbL, who's putting on the aggression. Hera defending with 2 spearmen, 2 skirmishers, and a scout cab, but that scout cab is very far across the map. What's on the left side? I'm not too sure what you mean, what's on the left side. But here we go. MbL is circling. This is a good number of ranged units, although take a look at their attacks. Skirmishers are not going to do jack shit at the moment. They attack on a 2. I don't think they have a bonus against villagers or anything like that. Yeah, just archers. You have a red dot in the center here, a spearman deciding to take a little smoke break while his compatriots are the ones actually doing all the work. And now, this is what I was talking about in my cast. You know, feudal age armies are not generally game ending. They can be, of course. Dark age armies can be game ending, but feudal age armies are more meant to be annoying. MbL here needs to be a little bit maybe more annoying in terms of targeting villagers. For now, he lost another skirmisher. Kill count in favor of Hera. Defender's advantage, but he's got to find a way to deal with this tower to the north, because this tower basically just took over his wood pile here and here. And that basically leaves Hera with only this wood pile, which is why it's saturated with 13 villagers. This is incredibly exposed, not walled off. Has MbL seen this far south? No, he has not. He's seen the lumber camp. He just doesn't know that there's actually 13 villagers here. If he knew that, rest assured, his army supply would be heading south to annoy the hell out of those lumberjacks. And what's MbL doing behind this? I'm seeing a lot of little red dots streaming across the map. Okay, he's adding scout cavalry. He's built himself a stable, as you would expect from our Frankish player. Neither player really banking any resources at the moment, so I think they're both happy to stay in feudal for a while. Hera, ballsy move out. We'll keep an eye on these ranged units. Okay, never mind, goes back. I was going to say might be a little bit too ballsy. I mean, take a look at MbL here. He's committing. He's got spearmen, he's got skirmishers, he's got scout cavalry. But what he's not doing is attacking. He's doing a lot of walking. This isn't a walkabout tour of the countryside. You have to actually attack, you know, these villagers. I mean, look how little damage those spearmen, skirmishers do to villagers. So, not really a big surprise he's not attacking them. But now Hera coming in with a massive army here. Let's take a look at what we're actually working with, excluding villagers. 7 skirmishers, 2 light scout cav for MbL. Although that scout cav is about to go down by 50% as one gets kited. But Hera here with a massive army supply lead in this battle. MbL wisely retreating to the tower. He's got to put some villagers inside here to fire some multiple arrows. Oh my god, Hera bringing in a jaguar. Oh my god, okay, I thought he was actually going to lure the jaguar here to the north and add a little jaguar warrior, no pun intended. For now, though, he's got to come up with a way to deal with his tower, and his way is 4 villagers. I never understand why players wall off their towers in this way, because it still leaves these corners where melee units can engage into them. So this tower should go down. And yeah, let's see. I'm seeing a little red dot here. We've got, okay, a scout cavalry taking a little break until a villager takes her sword and jabs him, and he dies. Okay, MbL trying to repair this tower. It's sub 300 HP. We'll see if this tower makes it. What is MbL building behind this? A marketplace. Okay, I mean, I feel like Hera's going to knock this tower down, even though it looks like it's being repaired by a villager who's standing in the middle of it. Oh, Age of Empires. Oh my god, were there 3 villagers in that one little clump? Okay. Okay, so tower down. Fantastic play here by Hera, but he's had to pull a lot of villagers off the production line here. Look at the villager count for our player who started the game with 3 extra villagers. He's now down 5 villagers, but that doesn't really tell the full story because there's 4 non-productive villagers here, 3 non-productive villagers here. So we really have 40 against 33, which gives MbL a 7 villager advantage. And he's using his villagers to attack Hera's scout cavalry. Okay, MbL does not want to go home. He does not want to go home. Yeah, the tower did end up going down, Jack. Thanks, Jonathan. I'll check the email once I'm done casting. Okay, MbL using his villagers here pretty well. But he's got to do something with them. Build something, mine something, steal your opponent's resources. Hera behind this going blacksmith, and now Hera is 4 seconds away from castle, and once he hits that, we'll take a look at what he decides to do. MbL not far behind. Always surprises me how close these players go up ages with one another. But for now, Hera's managed to defend, but I mean, you have to deal with... feudal age armies are not going to destroy these structures. They're just way too tanky, and feudal units are just way too weak, at least the melee ones. Hera has to come up with a way. You don't want this sort of Damocles kind of hanging over your base for the rest of the game, so he's got to come out with some heavy hitters, either some siege. Yeah, he's coming out with knights, getting bloodlines to make them as tanky as the Frankish knights. Both players going up to 5 knights. Okay, so we're going to see a good old-fashioned cavalry war at the early stages of castle. Maybe send 1 knight up here. Again, you don't want these structures here. Maybe against a player with a lower elo, but against a player like MbL, you don't want him to have the ability to strike into your base whenever the hell he wants. Okay. Hera double teaming a Frankish knight. Frankish knights not very overwhelming at this stage of the game with their 20% extra HP. They basically match any civilization that has bloodlines. So at this early stage of castle, the knights are basically the same for both players. Spearmen still not terrible at this stage of the game. I mean, take a look at the upgrades. We have a +1 for Hera attack, no defensive upgrades. MbL having a +1/+1, so his knights are in a better position here. Plus, he's streaming a shit ton of them, going up to 9 knights, although Hera going up to 10 with the defender's advantage, less distance for his knights to spawn and travel. Has to come home with these every single unit right now, though. He is under a massive amount of pressure. Take a look at the HP difference at the bottom left of your screen. MbL's army at almost 2/3 health to Hera's, which is basically about to die. He's got 2 knights here that are on death's door, wisely building a monastery. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you want to be able to heal your units. You can't garrison these knights in the town center, so you need a monk or you need a castle. Neither player, though, going stone at all at the moment. 13 villagers on gold to 9 of Hera's, rather 13 for MbL, who is, again, just overwhelming his opponent here. Second town center going down. Love this location. Great location. Right next to the wood, right next to the gold. Plenty of room for farms. Okay, Hera's doing a defensive holding pattern right now. I mean, this is a fantastic distraction, this monastery. There's not a lot of wood to keep MbL from just swarming your base, but where the hell is Hera going with this villager? I don't know. Where is he going with these knights? I don't know. Not a fight that Hera should take at all here. Although that sacrifice of these knights does allow him to regroup in the center here and build fresher knights. MbL can't really engage. Like I said, in this early stage of Castle Age, with the upgrades being the way they are, knights always have to be careful when engaging underneath a town center, because a fully garrisoned town center can do a lot of damage to knights that don't have the superior armor or upgrades. Okay, 83% finished the monastery. More knights streaming across the map. Our Frankish player playing to the strength of his civilization here. Let's see what Hera can actually do. For now, he's just holding. For now, he's waiting. Take a look at the villager count. MbL has managed to kill 8 villagers here. The good news for Hera is that he can see all of MbL's movement. Oh, you gotta wall this off. There's a little gap here. Oh, beautiful wall off here by Hera. Oh, deletes it. Okay, he didn't want to trap his own villagers. But I was saying, because MbL is really circling right around the periphery of Hera's base, Hera has beautiful vision of where his opponent is, although now he's completely in the dark. He does not know where these knights are. He does not know where they're going to strike next. A third town center going down for our Frank. Decent location near the gold. Okay, room for farms, but yeah, you want that gold as the Frankish player. And now MbL is back. Okay, Hera sees him. Immediately walls off here, so he's safe for now. Oh my god, no, he's not. No, he is not. He is not safe at all. This is going to be a massacre. Oh god, the kill count of villagers just went up from 8 to 14. And we're not done yet. Oh, Hera just missing a 8 to 15, 8 to 17. Amazing play here by MbL. Gets 9 villager kills. Did he know that the gap was there, or did he just right-click and hope that it was there? I have no clue. I didn't see it. Okay, I see a red, blue triangle, which means Hera's got his monks out on the field. Somewhere we've got 2 monks. There they are. Slowly waddling their way over. Not too sure where, but yeah, start healing up your boys. Definitely have to start healing up your boys. Definitely have to start dealing with these production buildings. You can't leave these hanging here. Okay, cavalry archer. Where 100% came out of this archery range. 2 more town centers going down for our Frankish player. Rather, going up for our Frankish player. Near the stone, near the gold. Beautiful locations. A little bit of wood left here. MbL says, you know what? Isaac said that this base is completely open, completely exposed. I'm not going to wall it off. Instead, I'm going to make a little line of town centers so that my opponent cannot engage into me. Hera, why are you going here? This reminds me, what is he researching here? Pikeman. Got the Pikeman upgrade a second ago. Now he's going to start streaming Pike. Okay. This is why Hera has to deal with this. This is like the Cuban Missile Crisis. You can't let your enemy put any kind of threatening structures or threatening ability on the border, on the cusp of your settlement here. These knights that Hera is moving forward with, I think should have instead demolished those structures first. In any event, Hera does get 2 monks. Not a bad trade. 200 gold down the shitter for our Frankish player. And now Hera's starting to work away at these structures. What are we building here? 15 knights for our Frank, 21 knights, going up to 22 for Hera. I'm surprised he's not sending any villagers to build structures here. Instead, he's engaging underneath town centers with inferior numbers. Not a great move, but he's got the monks. He's got 6 monks. How many of them are here? 3 of them are here. A 4th one joining his compatriots. A 5th one streaming, and the 6th one coming across the map. Okay. So Hera is trying to apply the pressure in the front to give his army time to get to MbL's base. And now he's circling. He's got to be careful. Like I said, these knights, with 11 HP, this town center is going to gun that knight down very quickly. Oh, unless he tanks. Look at Hera's positioning here. Creates a Hussite wagon out of knights so that the tankier ones get all the damage, but no. Oh, man. Yeah, Knight's still pretty weak at this stage of the game. What are the upgrades on these Knights? Still only +1. Okay, he's getting Sanctity for his monks. So they are going to be tankier. Their HP just went up from 30 to 45. And how is MbL going to respond to this? He's building pikemen, which is not terrible. If you go monks, you really hate to see shitty trash units like pikes that you have to waste your conversions on. Oh, this barracks is garrison, 2 pikemen. Yeah, he's got to get rid of this. I don't like this at all. Hera just ignoring it. Instead, demolishing the front door of his opponent's base. And here come the pike. They're trying to sandwich these knights. Huge battle here in front of MbL's base. MbL kind of looks like he's taking it, but he's really only fighting half of Hera's army. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this. 6 monks are healing Hera's knights as they fight. This is like when your castle comes under attack and you take a bunch of villagers to repair it as it's being attacked, as it's being trepped down. He did that with monks. Plopped down 6 monks. The 7th one, I think, was busy converting, but now it's busy healing. And he just demolished MbL's army here. Even though MbL had the pike, and at the beginning looked like he was going to take that battle, I think those monks were the MVPs here, these healers. Amazing play by Hera. Although he's got to get his upgrades. Finally gets the +1 defensive upgrade. Oh, MbL putting up a castle. Hera can't let this go up. MbL trying to find the same villagers he found before. Does not, immediately pivots north. And this is why I said get rid of these structures. Now look at this. One pikeman is drawing all of Hera's attention. Although he is swarming MbL's base. He is attacking to the north, the south, even the east. Did he find himself a clump of villagers? No, but there is a clump here. If he goes right to the south, not the optimal use of these knights to attack a lumber camp that's existing right next to another lumber camp. Both players raiding the shit out of each other. Hera getting a good amount of villager kills, though. He's not down 8-1 anymore, or 17-1, whatever the hell it was. Now it's 23-13. But the castle goes up, so Hera has to disengage. I don't know what the hell this is. This is just drawing arrow fire from the castle. Moving targets for those pikes to practice on. Okay. Are you going to join the battle at some point? Yes, they join the battle to run away. Okay, so both players disengaging. A flurry of activity followed by a cessation of hostilities. Let's take a look at where they stand. Hera still on 1 town center only. Very exposed gold mine here. And he's moving even more villagers. These are 17 very exposed villagers. What does he have for his production? 3 stables, a barracks, and an archery range. His opponent, 5 town centers, 1 stable only, 2 barracks. Okay, so what? Yeah, I mean, MbL has to get his production up. He needs more villagers on wood. Both players have raided the shit out of each other to the point where their villager count is suboptimal 41 minutes into the game. But take a look at Hera. He is struggling after that destruction, after that war crime that occurred here. He is down to 60 villagers. He needs to replenish. His army supply is great. He is, I guess his logic is, I don't need villagers. I'm just going to keep pumping out knights. But now that we've got static defense with pikemen, I mean, Frankish castles, remember, instead of 650 stone, they do cost 488, which is, you know, 75%. Oh, God. Yeah, you do. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't walk. Don't cross the line. Don't cross the line. Okay. Hera does not cross the line, saves his monks, knights roaming everywhere. I love this, but this is not game-ending damage. Yes, you're going to contain your opponent. Yes, your army supply is massive. It's 40-16. But he's got castles. He's got pike. And you're engaging into those pike. Oh, God. 3, 4, all 5 knights here go down. Although now these ones are taking revenge. Okay. Finally, more upgrades for his knights from Hera. Oh, you gotta be careful not to run into a forest of pikes here. Cavalry archers coming out for our red Frank, and they're building. Of course, they're building here. We'll keep an eye on this barracks. Oh God, gets the monk. Yeah, sour here for Hera, who finally plops down his 2nd town center. Man, that early raid from MbL really did a number on Hera and on his villager count. This monk is really inside the kill zone of the town center, but there are no villagers left, and a pikeman gets converted. And joins the Chinese army. Oh God, Hera loses 2 monks for no real reason whatsoever. I think they were chasing a villager. Oh, they got the villager too. Look at his body fertilizing the farms of the Franks. But now Hera disengages. He's finally brought a few villagers here. He's building houses. Both players starving for wood right now. MbL has 1 villager on wood. 1 villager, 1 lumberjack to support his entire economy. That is not optimal. That is not good at all. Cavalry archers, come on. I think you're faster than the Then the Knights, 1.54 to 149. I don't know why you stopped to smell the roses and instead got cold, hard Chinese steel in your face. Okay, Hera roaming. He's definitely taking a lot of damage from on his Knights. I mean, take a look at the HP. They're down about 600-700 HP just because of the pathing that he chose to go through these town centers. I wonder what the game plan here is for Hera. Okay, he's building, finally, production, but only one villager. It's going to take a long time to get anything up. Did he build a university? Did he improve anything here? No. And these structures still here, still with flags, still with units ready to come out. God, you have to get rid of your those structures. Another castle going down. MbL using the Frankish bonus for castles to really just create a wall here that Hera cannot penetrate. Yeah, I agree, Norman. It's literally just 100% aggression here by Hera. Look at his villager count. He's still down 15 villagers. He's making no attempt here. He's building 2 at a time. Okay, never mind. 3, 4 at a time. But off the back of only 2 town centers. Oh, lordy. Yeah, these aren't like Persian town centers that produce their villagers, you know, faster and faster. Yeah, Jack, I'm struggling to understand Hera's strategy here. I think it might be a contained strategy, but this castle is going to gun down this stable, and when that happens, all of his containment is out the window. Builds a very exposed town center here. Yeah, Hera is in desperation mode, I think. He's taking bigger and bigger risks here, which I think he has to do just because, again, okay, yeah, come on. You're not going to demolish anything with 2 pikemen. Do these even have upgrades? Yeah, these just a +1 from before. Hera continuing to stream in knights a little at a time. Another knight up here gets surrounded by red pike, gets immediately gunned down. 22 knights for Hera. I mean, again, take a look at army supply. He's 10 army in the lead. MbL being a little bit too passive, maybe. Look at the villager count. Hera is starting to catch up, especially now with his 3rd town center. Also starting to produce villagers. Oh, yeah, farms going down. Beautiful location here. I wonder if MbL is being a little bit too passive. Normally, when a player is this passive, you at least expect them to start banking resources so they can go up to Imperial. And he does have the gold for it. But he has the gold because he's not producing any military units beyond pikemen. He's barely touching knights. He's making 2 knights. He's got 15 pike. But look, what the hell are these pike going to do? They're so slow. I think he's relying more on his static defense, MbL. But like I said, being maybe a little bit too passive. Okay, Hera finally coming down. Yeah, I wanted to say I didn't know if it would be rude or whatever, but I wanted to say that Hera needs to change something up here. What he's doing is not working. He's poking and prodding with a few knights. Maybe this is just to keep vision on his opponent. Maybe it's to see what his opponent is doing. But he needs to do something drastic here. He needs to do... And so he chooses a castle placed on the low ground. MbL, I think, maybe saw the villagers coming across, knew that something was about to be constructed. Okay, destroys his own castle. And rebuilds it here. Beautiful location by MbL. And why did Hera run away? Did he have the advantage? I mean, he had a 1,000 HP starting advantage. But yeah, no, MbL just pulled way too many villagers. Okay, Hera relocates. Much better location for a castle. King of the Hill castle here. Look at this low ground all the way around. Just do not give up control of this hill. But MbL sitting on 4 castles already. I hope we get to see Chuka news. And now he's being so annoying with his archers, cavalry archers, but 3 of them get sniped, get converted. Hera's conversions, I want to take a look at the end of the game. They are on point this game. Although he does have 12 monks. Oh, God. This is what happens when you don't clear up your opponents. This is like I was saying, the Cuban Missile Crisis, except if the Soviet Union actually did start firing missiles into Florida. That's what MbL is doing here. He set up shop. He was not dislodged. And so why the hell not? Just build units. The knights had to come from across the map, but the pike to support the cavalry archers, which are now hiding behind the archery range. Let's see what he produces out of this castle. Nothing yet. Hera has climbed up to 108 villagers, but his opponent is 2.5 minutes away from Imperial. And let's see his production. Yeah, I mean, oh god. MbL has to produce more. Finally, he's got 19 villagers on wood. Our Frankish player seems to be going pike. And our Chinese player seems to be going knights. Oh my god. I did not wake up this morning expecting to see a Chinese throwing axeman. But such is the beauty of this game. 1,000,001 different paths, 1,000,001 different variations of how to play. But yeah, what a hilarious twist of events here that the Chinese are pumping out knights while the Franks are pumping out pikemen. Upgrade-wise, 1 and 1 to 1 and 2. Okay, so Hera ahead finally in the upgrades. Although now, finally, MbL discovers this little side expansion and immediately attacks it with knights, loses 1. Like I said, these knights, especially from the early stage with no further upgrades, are not the strongest. Another town center going down for Hera. Another town center going down for Hera. I assume this is for farms. But his opponent is 17 seconds away from Imperial. Hera literally 2 minutes behind. We'll see what MbL can do. He is supply capped. He has reached maximum velocity here for his civilization. And he hits Imperial first. And we know what that means. That means an immediate trebuchet. I feel like this is a game, one of those street games with cups, where you have to guess where the ball is, but you have to guess which castle the trebuchet is being built out of. And it's being built out of the center one. Okay. MbL now surpassing his opponent both in army supply and in civilian population. 145 villagers might be a bit too much if you're going trash units, though. Finally, more upgrades. Hera feeling pretty comfortable getting economic upgrades at this stage of the game. He is a minute away from Imperial himself. We'll see what he does to counter whatever the hell MbL throws at him. Cavalry archer with the high ground, knight with the low ground, still melee beats ranged. Oh god, now we've got another castle here. 2 castles, rather. Yeah, this Hera is in trouble here. His knights are just not doing anything. He's got to get to Imperial ASAP yesterday. He's got to upgrade these to Cavaliers immediately. I mean, this is the backbone of his army. He's got the resources for cavalry. He's getting block printing. Okay, so these monks are going to be super powerful. They're going to have +3 range on them. 12 range. Defensive upgrades for his cavalry units. And look at the mini-map. There's just craziness going on. Finally, an hour into the game, Hera decides to use his basic bitch Castle Age Knights to get rid of those structures to the north. But this castle is going to fall. I don't see any villagers repairing it. Not that he has the stone to. 28 stone. And yeah, our Frank player, 6 castles. This is what you expect out of the Franks with their 25% discount, which means I think they can build a 33% more castles. And Hera desperately trying to make something happen here, but his knights are not going to last long against pikemen. Yeah, he's got to upgrade them, but he needs the gold. Another castle going down for our Franks. You love to see it. Not only do those castles give him the ability to just pump out throwing axemen, not that he's doing that right now, but they're also creating just a wall of defense that these blue knights cannot get across. Although finally, what blue knights cannot accomplish, maybe blue cavaliers will be able to. Beautiful HP on these units, almost at 100%. Okay, you can come out now. Yeah, Hera definitely needs more stone right now. I'm surprised he's not going ranged units to deal with all the pike that he saw, although... Okay, chivalry going down for our Frankish player. Oh, man. Let's take a look at how many actual stables he has. He's building 4 stables. So these stables are going to work about 40 or so % faster once chivalry is researched, which it is. Oh god, not looking for a second. Takes a bunch of damage from these pike. Theocracy going down for Hera. Brilliant move. Brilliant move. When you're going full-on monk, what Theocracy does is if you right-click on one unit with every single one of these monks, only one of them loses their faith and has to regenerate. The other ones do not. So it's a very good upgrade, especially when you're going this heavy into monks. But here come the Frankish Light Cav. Look at that HP. Not exactly Mongol levels, but not bad at all. But he does see the Cavaliers now. Another castle for our Frank. MbL, just, my god, playing to the strength of those castles. This is exactly what you want to see. Zoning castles, aggressive castles, defensive castles. Hera here creating a hodgepodge of units. He's got one knight that is still a knight because I think it probably got converted. He's starting to build. No, he's got only one light cav, 2 pike. Oh, no, never mind. That light cav also seems to have been converted. He's going up to 21 of his own scout cavalry units at 1 hour and 4 minutes of the game. These will no doubt be upgraded. Both civilizations, though, lacking hussars, I believe. So this should not be a super duper crazy aggression. You know, hussars picking off villagers. Light cav are just a little bit weaker. Oh my god, the minimap is exploding. This may not have been a great game to cast live. Rather, probably should have cast this with picture-in-picture, but okay. Trebuchet still kind of hanging out, resting on its laurels of demolishing that one castle. MbL throwing away a bunch of light cav here, and Hera, yeah, getting the upgrade for these in 15 seconds, plus finally getting iron cast and getting attack upgrades. Red, though, streaming units. Does he even care where they go? Does he care that their pathing is taking them underneath a town center that's firing arrows at them, that's reducing their HP? Let's see how much a reduction it is by the time he's gone. Look at that. It's at, what is that, 2/3? By the time it reaches the field of battle, that's a horrible pathing here for MbL. And now Hera finally doing raiding of his own with his light cav. But these are... yeah, with the 20 extra HP from Bloodlines, they actually do out-tank the Frankish light cav. So take a look at our Frank player. Does have the extra 12 from 60 to 72. But the Chinese with the Bloodlines upgrade are just going to demolish these Frankish light cav. Although quantity-wise, let's take a look at what we're working with. 14 Frankish light cav against, okay, almost 14 Chinese light cav. Sorry, I got distracted by the throwing axeman. I love this unit. It's so much fun to watch, so much fun to see. Does get a small, tiny little attack bonus against buildings. Yeah, +1. So clump enough of them, and you absolutely do not need siege units in this game whatsoever. Now MbL just... he's at that stage of the game where he's just ripping Hera apart. This is not good for Hera. He's being attacked now in the north. Look at this little parade stream of units, and including Cavaliers. Nowhere close to getting the resources needed for a Paladin upgrade. Oh, okay. Okay, an interesting game for sure out of both players. Hera's strategy a little bit confusing. I really don't like the fact that he did not get rid of these structures. Because, again, they just allowed MbL to stream 2 pike, 5 cavalry archers, and just annoy the hell out of Hera here. I don't know. I feel like he just didn't recover fully yet from the massacre that occurred of villagers here. Although, take a look at his villager count. Did, at the end of the game, manage to catch up with 4 town centers. 1, 2, 3, 4. But this one is completely inactive. This is deserted. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Norman. It does feel like Hera was expecting paladins or at least heavy cavalry, and MbL just completely flipped the script on him by going plenty of annoying pike. And like I said, when you're going heavy monk, the last thing you want to see is shitty, cheap trash units that you have to waste your monks on. Although Hera did end up losing almost all his monks. These are the last 2 monks that he had left. And my god, take a look at this. Literally a Maginot line of castles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Literally a Maginot line that, unlike the actual real Maginot line, seems to did stop the opponent from entering the base, from causing too much damage here. 2 castles to the north, 2 castles to the south. Look at the mini map. I'm going to zoom out. Take a look at Hera has been completely knocked down. His only map vision out on the map is these houses. I mean, you know you're in trouble when your map vision is your opponent's Treb shelling away at your structures, right? I mean, that's not you never want to see that. That is a horrible, horrible thing to see. Let's see how many converts he got. I think that's a statistics, although I have no clue where. Conversions, they call them desertions. Holy shit, 50 converts. Wow. I'm not too sure what this 25 is. Must be 50 divided by 2. Oh, I see. Okay, so he converted 50, but he lost 2. So I don't know what this 25.00 is, but in any event, let's take a look at their economy. Not a lot of gold boost for the how many relics did MbL have? 3 relics. Take a look at the gold, though, identical almost. So these relics gave MbL basically a tiny, tiny advantage here. Although take a look at the stone that our Frankish player mined. Incredible, double and more of his blue opponent. Hera with a satanic 66689 resources to the 81111 of his opponent. 15,000 or so, 14,000, whatever, resources ahead for MbL. Not a surprise that he just pushed the gas pedal and took advantage of this entire map. As I said, these hills are very important. These ones were not really taken by either player. I think the presence of these the wood here kind of stopped it, but these hills are completely open, and MbL plops down 2 castles, creates a farming commune behind them, very safe. 144 villagers might have been maybe a little bit overkill, especially if you're going trash units like light cavalry and pike. Where the hell are these pikemen, by the way? Okay, he left them at home. Okay, so MbL's army, half of it still at home, or a third of it is still at home, but he just took over this map. Lots of backstabs from him. I absolutely hate that Hera didn't get rid of these 2 structures here, but what a fantastic game here. I mean, our Frank player playing to a strength of defensive structures, creating a line. I did not expect this many castles, because remember, he built all these town centers, one here, one here, one here. He created a mini Maginot line of town centers, and then a huge Maginot line of castles. Where the hell can Hera raid? Is there any part of MbL's base that's not covered by one of these red circles? There is not. And so MbL just completely insulated from any kind of aggression. Hera unable to get anything going here. I think just this villager massacre in the early stages of the game just took it out of him. And ultimately, wow, what a fun game. Let's take a look at the stats. Okay. What a reversal here. The blue Chinese player making 131 Cavaliers, the red Frank making 133 Pike. The slower unit with the less APM, but 191 APM is amazing here for Hera. Yeah, I agree, Jack. Very uncharacteristic of him. I'm surprised. That's why I think maybe he was reeling from the loss of villagers here, or maybe MbL just caught him on an off day. In any event, MbL being the one to put on the aggression in this game, Hera's aggression completely stalled here when he broke off chunks of his knights. You know, when he sent 5 here to die with the pike, when he sent 4 over here all the way to the extremities of the map, he sent 2 here to die underneath the town center. Cavaliers, you can do that. Paladins, you can do that. Not that the Chinese have paladins, but basic knights with, at the time, +1/+1 armor was not the optimal move, in my opinion. MbL holds the line with a massive amount of castles, a massive amount of pike, 345 kills for him. Hera killing 290. So what is this? 88 villagers. So Hera's killed 200 military to the 220 of MbL. So MbL just edges him out in both civilian kills and in military kills. But overall, what a fun, fantastic game. I want to thank everyone who joined, everyone watching, and everyone who commented. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, enable notification. Thank you so much, Jack. I appreciate the kind words. And I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of these. They're going to be a lot less, how do I say, unprofessional. I'm going to have, more scripted things. And one thing, though, I won't script as ever is the games. I had no clue. When I'm doing lives, I 100% make sure I do not know how long the games go. And it was fun. Thank you, Norman. I'm also getting the hang of, casting while at the same time looking at the chat, responding to the chat, and all this kind of stuff. But seeing as how this is my second cast, and seeing as how I always ask everyone, never, ever, ever hold me to a standard of perfection, I think it went pretty well. And if you think so too, make sure you like the video. Feel free to comment, subscribe, enable notifications, all that good stuff. And I'll definitely see you for more and more of these live streams. They were a lot of fun. A lot easier to set up than I thought they would be. I'm one of these people that, before they try something new, really very much overthinks it in their head and thinks, oh, do I need this? Do I need that? But no, a couple of buttons, OBS software to stream the game, and away we go. Sorry, I just had to deal. I don't know why. Jonathan, you sent Epic Game, but for some reason I had to approve that message. I'm not sure why. I'll take a look at my settings, but yes, it was an Epic Game. Anytime you have 600 deaths in Age of Empires in a span of an hour or so, and you have these, I love these civs. I mean, I would have liked to see maybe some ranged units out of Hera, some Chukanus. They're always fun. Even though they're maybe not the best at dealing with Cavaliers, but ultimately the players did what they did. MbL takes the huge win. Thank you, Raphael. I think I did a great job too. And ultimately, join me for more and more of these. I'm very much looking forward to them. And GG to both players. GG to everyone watching. If you're going to play right after this, or if you're going to play later, you're going to grab a bite to eat maybe. I know I'm definitely going to go grab a bite to eat. I'm not too sure what, but we'll see. And I'll catch everyone in the next one. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it a lot. And I'll see you soon.